from his wife, Erica.
I must send some type of block down to that phone, maybe.
I think he sensed me reading that text message. They're very in tune to each other.
They're probably a bit like twins, but hopefully they're not related. You go to jail for that in Ireland, you know, if they're related and married.
That's true. Not here in the United States.
No, I was thinking, looking at Dave Vincent, he's kind of inbred.
You wouldn't be the first to say that. You joke, but Dave Vincent will be under his covers, crying himself to sleep tonight.
Oh, nice serve.
I actually did not hear what Desi said. I had the headphones off. I timed that perfectly.
I said you're a nice guy.
Huh. 13 serves 15. We don't have the court sounds right now. Something happened with that, but we'll get that fixed here soon. We can hear the microphone from the referee, though, which is good. A lot of cords running around this.
Yeah, it's pretty
here.
dangerous. I
know.
Glad we're runners because I won't get toasted if you do. You have shoes on, don't you?
No, I actually do every
Have
live
you rubber
webcast
soles?
with no shoes and no pants.
I noticed that, all right. I thought it was just a gun you had, but anyway, not to worry.
Well, you should see where I keep the ammo.
But I heard behind the law here in Arizona. Myself and Owen were worried about this because they told us come out that to pass some law that you're allowed to carry guns, but it has to be concealed.
Yeah, so you have to hide it.
You have to hide it. So that's what I thought you were doing. But we were like, Jesus, we're walking around here, two white paddies walking around the place, asking people, and Owen going, Jesus, do you know where I'm going? And I'm like, I'm not very, what would you call?
Smart?
No, I'm very smart. No, but it's like I'd be fairly blunt in where I talk, and we're like, geez, we better calm down here a bit because these guys are carrying guns all over the place. But
yeah, you're in Belfast. This is the Belfast of Arizona. Actually, it doesn't make sense that they allow you to carry a gun, but you have to hide it.
That's a great shot there from Allen.
You see that guy hitting the glass there? That is just going to fire Owen up because that irritates us big time.
It would irritate me too.
It's just
never really
what are you
seen
doing?
that.
Don't be banging the glass with your hand.
It's actually embarrassing me just a little bit, and I know the guy.
Oh, okay. I'm sure he's a nice guy, but no need
He's
to
a
do
great
that,
guy. Actually donated about $10,000 to put on this tournament toward the prize money.
Okay, he can kiss the glass and knee it if he wants to. So if that's the case. But I really want to say, and again, going back to it, myself and Owen had a lot of chats over here. We're really appreciative to all the sponsors who brought us over, because it is a great honour to come over to this country and play handball. As you can see, Owen is doing well. I didn't do that particularly well, but it is a great honour, and that's coming from all the Irish players. We absolutely love coming to America, and we just hope that the WH keep going the way they're going, and that there is more pro tournaments, and hopefully maybe some more in the east of the country, because it'd be easier for us to travel. But we are very, very grateful for what you're doing.
There's actually a pro stop in Pittsburgh, the Rodney Fink Classic 2. That's May 7th and the 9th. That is on the East Coast, a pretty short flight for you guys. Fly to New York and then about a half-hour flight.
But we have to qualify
for
that, though.
No, you wouldn't.
Second serve.
I would start on a Friday night, probably fly in on a Thursday.
That's a shameless plug if you're at home keeping score.
Well, it was a shameless plug at the proper time.
Huh.
He was asking about some tournaments on the East Coast. I told him of one.
Okay. Don't worry about Owen, though. He'll just end up playing into Alan Garner. So you can already see now Alan's banging against the glass. It's infectious here. Listen for the score.
14-15.
There it is, 14-15. Owen now just slight comeback during all of that talk about the Pittsburgh tournament and you being thankful. And
there is a lot of talk about that Pittsburgh tournament.
Me not wearing any pants, the locals hitting the back glass. Owen now scored 4 unanswered points of his own.
I think what's happened is that Alan looks to be getting a bit tired again. And I think if he gets his win back very shortly, Owen could be in a lot of trouble here. But again, Owen just does not go away. Alan isn't putting the ball away like he was the last few points.
Look at that get, though.
If the ball was 7 inches up, why wouldn't he get it? I get that, and that's
you just said he was tired.
No, but I mean, he's still going to get the...
That was a pivotal rally there for Owen to win.
Look at Alan there now. He looks tired.
Owen wins that rally and also tires out Alan in the process. Ties the score, too. So it's a...
This is a crucial stage now.
15, serving 15.
You heard the score, 15-15.
What a get there.
That was a great get. Well done, Owen.
Point.
Uh-oh.
What happened? Back?
Looks like maybe a back spasm.
You get these after every one of your losses, so you know exactly what they are, right? The lower back of the C9 is what they call it, the lower lumbar.
Monkey bone.
16, 15.
16
Not
to 15.
sure where you are there.
Just insinuating that you make up an injury when you lose. Obviously,
I can't remember ever doing that.
I said I just made it up. Look at that ball bounce up.
Yeah, I thought
Is that a
it was gonna
broken
go down.
ball?
It sounds like it's broken.
Great shot. Great shot.
It's almost like the ball just got lopsided all of a sudden.
Timeout.
Second one, score is 17, 15.
17 to 15 in favor of Owen Kennedy. Timeout from Alan Garner. You're watching the Echelon Handball Fireball Classic here in Tucson, Arizona. First game, it's the semifinals match between Owen Kennedy from Dublin, Ireland, and Alan Garner from San Antonio, Texas. Alongside Desi Keegan and David Fink. My name is Dave Vincent. The crowd here completely packed into the area at the Tucson Racket Fitness Club where they are excelling. In case you're wondering.
Yeah, but you know, it's not a corporate business that is just pure profit driven. I hear that this club is just really, really for its customers.
Owen's going to appeal that, although it was short.
Yeah, was short.
It was like at least Owen feels like every one of his appeals were wrong, but they were all right.
Well, Owen, you see, what Owen's going to do now, he's going to use that to his advantage. He kind of, he's probably just kind of get a mental edge that he thinks maybe these guys aren't, they're making it harder. You know yourself, like that me versus them mentality. See?
Smart shot there from Owen.
Yeah.
That's how he boxed Allen in there, took that ball with his left.
It down, actually made the ball come back.
That was the best left-hand kill I've seen Owen hit in this match. I've seen him leave a number of balls up with his left hand. That time he took care of it.
Great serve. He's getting his first serves in again.
Oh, that's an avoidable. I mean, that's tough.
I just don't think Allen expected Owen to go to that Irish whip there.
No, I don't.
This is the first time I've seen Owen do that. Try that shot.
Well, he does it every September.
Yeah.
He does it a lot in September. Yeah.
He was going for the right corner, the underhand there. But Allen looks tired again. He looks tired again.
We've seen a dramatic momentum shifts here, Desi.
It's a bit like going up that mountain earlier on. There's 6 different climates the whole way up. This is a bit like this too.
Right.
Second serve.
This match is a lot like Mount Lemon.
You heard Lance Armstrong's actually here in Tucson preparing for the Tour de France on Mount Lemon. So if you saw those guys on the bikes going up Mount Lemon, that's the entourage with Lance Armstrong. He's here right now this weekend.
I heard that. We didn't see him though. And a good job the way Pat Kirby drives because we no more Lance Armstrong.
Oh,
We need
that's
another
right.
crash. He's a very heavy right foot.
Lance arm broken.
Jesse James actually in Tucson right now. That's a different reason.
I thought Owen got that. I thought Owen picked that.
I thought
ball.
that was a double bounce, but
Yeah, you would. You're all against Owen. That's your problem.
no,
15, 18.
15 to 18 is the score. You know, you guys say that a lot. I never really hear that from Americans when an Irish person is playing that they go, oh, it's an Irish referee.
Go on, Owen. That's it. Oh. Good shot. There's your man banging on the glass again. That's just going to rile Owen up more.
16, 18.
Score is 16, serves 18.
Short.
Desi, we saw Allen pull out a number of very close games there at the World Championships. He beat Owen in 2 close games. I think that was about 16 and 17. He went on to beat Chapman, I think that was 19 and 19, and then beat Luis Moreno 18 and 19.
Well, going back to his game last night with Marco Chavez, Alan had said earlier on that when it got to 15 all or something like that, he just went back to the low serve and tried to close it outside. That's he's trying to do here because he knows if he doesn't get away with it now, he's in big trouble because he's not moving well like I've seen him.
Wow.
And
that's what we're talking about right there. Owen taking that ball out of the air, and he needed to right there to end that rally. I think he caught Allen off guard because he's taken very few balls out of the air. That time he executed it perfectly. That was a very difficult shot, too.
Absolutely.
18-16.
Score is 18-16. This is his first game. The crowd loving this action here.
Wow.
That's a very confident shot there.
Really a good shot there. Completely fooled the bombshell right there.
You see, when Owen, if you watch Owen always stares at you sometimes before he serves, and you see what he's doing is see the other players, how is he coping, and after that long rally just before that, when Owen killed it in the right corner on the fly, he looked back at Alan. I seen him have a quick look, and he knew immediately this guy is out of steam.
Oh, boy, you can really hurt yourself with a
Yeah, he
dive like that. That elbow of his is wrapped anyway, but
I noticed for whatever reason, Owen doesn't pick that ball when it hits the corner first as well as he does running back and running straight into balls that are hit off the front wall.
But there's something Owen Kennedy doesn't do that every other player does. He never dives the ball. If he's not quick enough to get to it, he will not dive. And whether he was right or wrong, I don't know. But he's the worst diver in handball, and we always have a laugh about this. But he never dives the ball, and it's a testament to himself, you know. Alan should be putting them away.
Allen's mishit a couple of those kill shot attempts. I think over swinging a little bit.
I think he's trying too hard. He knows he needs to get a couple of points here because if Owen takes his first game, Alan is in big trouble.
At the bottom of Mount Lemmon if he loses this first game.
Yeah. Oh, court hinder.
this is really good handball here, guys, for the gallery and the fans. A lot of people say fans. There's no fans at handball. There are. You can see the guy beating on the glass back here.
Well, half of them are drunk, Dave.
I get drunk. I don't beat on the glass.
That's a great shot. Alan, like, of all the players in America, he has so much ability. He's probably at the moment the most dangerous American player, I think.
Did you watch Dave Chapman play earlier today?
I did. Like he just dissects people, but I really think that Sean Lennon wasn't fitness-wise. Like I'm not one to talk about fitness, but I can comment. But you know, he's a great shot.
Look at that shot right there from Owen Kennedy.
That was the right shot there too.
Perfect shot. Adam was blind there because the ball went behind him. But going back to Dave Chapman, I mean, Dave Chapman just destroys people. Like, but I think Chapman will struggle more against. If Kennedy wins now, I think Kennedy will beat Chapman. If Gardner wins, Chapman will beat Gardner, because I just think Alan needs to be super fit. You need to be really fit to beat Chapman.
There's a timeout called from Owen Kennedy.
You know, I'm surprised here to see Owen call this timeout. I had a similar situation at the Worlds. I was playing Charlie Shanks and made a comeback and actually took the lead 20-18, and I called a timeout. Came in and served it. Had a great serve going down the left and tried to change it up, served it down the right, ended up losing that rally and then losing 3 consecutive points. I regret that timeout. We'll see if, you know, something similar happens here with Owen.
But what Owen is trying to do here is just take a couple of good deep breaths in and go for it.
Go for a push.
He's going to go. He knows he needs to win this first game, because I think Owen, if he wins this first game, he will beat Alan. That's what I think. Now, I know I'm a little bit biased.
I'll say, though, Desi, that if Alan wins the first game, Owen still has a good chance to win this match.
But I think Alan will let the second game go.
If Owen wins the first game, I think Alan's in a lot of trouble here.
Absolutely, because the thing is, there's a few players you do not want to meet in a tiebreaker situation. Alan Garner is one of them players, because he could go in and crouch 5-6 balls before you know it, you're 8-0 down. Whereas
I've been on the wrong end of those.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So
Here it is, 20 serve 17. This is possible game, first game for Owen Kennedy. Oh, he went for the crack too.
Yeah, that's how he actually won the match with Luis yesterday.
That's right. That ball just barely clearing the crack, the short line.
Chance. Great shot. He's going to go first.
Nope. Alan's going to fly that. Doesn't flatten it out like he wanted to.
Surprised Alan didn't take that ball.
Yeah, he should have. That's it, match.
There it is. Owen Kennedy takes the first one, 21-17. Over Alan Garner. Crowd appreciates it. Alan Garner and his family back home doesn't appreciate it, but those watching Owen Kennedy as fans.
I'm delighted because he said if he wins, he's going to buy me dinner. Some dinner I'm going to get.
And Desi also appreciates it as well. We're at the Tucson Racket and Fitness Club here for the Echelon WPH Handball Fireball Classic for Desi, David, and yours truly, as well as Jeff Kasser. We're going to take a quick break here, and we'll be back in just a bit. Stick with us.
Hey, Alan, Sal left.
And we are back here live at the Tucson Racket and Fitness Club for the Echelon Fireball Handball Classic. Chip Morales now replacing Sal Santa Ana. Now it's, I believe, Chip back into the booth.
If I was on, I wouldn't be happy with that. I've read about baseball. It's a World Series, even though nobody else plays it on America. I don't know why they call it World. But
well, actually, we're not even the best at it. They're better in Asia than we are. They're also better in Latin America. But somehow the winner of the United States tournament is the world champion.
Yeah, I don't understand.
When we go to world tournaments, we lose. So I don't know how.
Just like Handball Nationals. Second game, 0-0.
It was interesting after the first game there that after about a couple of minutes, Owen Kennedy went straight back into the court, was tipping around his own for about 2-3 minutes. Alan Garner was glued to his chair. Now, obviously, I'm not saying anything like, but it's just a case of, I think Owen is looking really good at the moment.
I think it's one of those things where you're not saying, but you are saying.
Yeah, I'm trying to be diplomatic here, because
right.
I realize his wife might text you and order an assassinating hit on me or something. I don't really know the girl or anybody, but I'm just trying to call it as I see it and be non-biased. It's hard.
Well, actually, we encourage bias here in the booth.
Sound like that ball broke about two shots ago. They have yet to break a ball in this tournament. Not just the pros or the women's or the qualifiers or the drop downs or the dash for cash and all that other stuff they have going on. They have a women's B and juniors doubles and singles. No broken balls yet.
I have bad news for you. Myself and Owen broke on Tuesday or Wednesday when you gave us that ball.
I gave you a broken ball on purpose.
Yep.
That was actually not supposed to happen. I'm glad you said that on the.
Only presented publicly about 4 weeks ago.
Alan looked really slow getting that ball right there. That's a ball that he usually gets.
I think another thing that's tough, and I kind of felt sorry a bit for Alan, is that Pat Kirby is over talking to Owen Kennedy. I know, Owen is used to having his dad there, but it's nice to have someone there, whereas Alan had nobody. And, that is very difficult. It's nice to have someone there just to encourage him, just be someone there.
Hold it.
Ooh, that's a tough one to hold.
That's a bad call.
That's a tough one to hold right there.
I thought he had a shot at it.
Bill Mejilas thought he had a shot at it, although he didn't have a shot at it.
Alan was there, but he didn't affect the play in any way.
The ball died right before Owen.
3-0.
3-0 here. Quick lead for Owen Kennedy.
I knew Alan might be in trouble here in this event, Desi, when he texted me last week that his wife wasn't going to be coming, because I know he plays a lot better when she is here. In fact, his wife's been at every tournament in that tournament run I alluded to, that he's been in the finals of every tournament. She's been at all of those.
Well, I think most people would play well if she was in your corner.
She's a great fan.
Alan is really tired here.
Allen very sloppy in that
Yeah.
point. I don't think I've ever seen him play a
No.
point like that. He hit 2 or 3 shots in a row there with absolutely no purpose.
It almost looks like he's given up a bit because
4-0.
Well, we saw that, Desi, in the last match. Dave Chapman just breaking Sean Lenning's will. Obviously, Sean tired also. A lot of times, Desi, when you're tired and you're getting outplayed, it's just so defeating.
Yeah.
You know, that there's really nothing left as hard as you want to push.
you see the problem when you're playing on Kennedy and David Chapman is they're always going to be consistently very, very good. And if you go up and down, well, then you're going to lose. It's as simple as that, and that's why I'd be saying anyone playing on Kennedy, you need, like Paul Brady played on Kennedy last weekend, and like Paul, I tell you, Paul is going in there absolutely going as hard as he can. And, you know, he bet on it because Paul is the best player in the world. But Paul, I tell you, it's one of the toughest games you could ever come up against.
You know, you have to play that high-risk game to beat Owen Kennedy and David Chapman. And you got to play that high-risk game at a high percentage of makes.
I think another important point that Owen made there, again, we were talking to Pat Kirby, and I think Owen has said to me that, and Pat, he said, what some of the younger players haven't experienced yet is play bad and still get the win. Luis Mourinho played bad yesterday, and he still didn't come close to beating Owen. If Paul Brady isn't playing well, he's still going to be awful hard to beat. Tony Healy, Owen Kennedy, whereas Alan isn't playing well now. His fitness obviously isn't that good, and he's still not hitting the good shots. You know, you need to kind of learn how to play bad and still close out results.
There's a nice shot right there.
A little bit of a miss hit there from Allen, actually. You don't see that very often.
No.
Allen missed hitting balls, but he got away with it.
Listen for the score here. I believe it's 0-5. There it is. What you're saying is, and Dave Chapman talks about this a lot, is that he would talk about other pros, some other top players, like, for example, Nadi Alvarado Jr., where Dave Chapman said, hey, he was the best player, you know, he was as good as I was, but he couldn't win with his B game.
Yeah.
I could win. I won a national championship or two with my B game. I wasn't on, but my B game was steady enough to beat these guys. If Nadi Alvarado Jr. learned how to have a B game, then he could be a national champion right now.
Well, you know, a lot of that is talked about by the formerly well-respected golfer Tiger Woods, who said he's won a lot of majors and big tournaments with his B game. No one really cares much about his golf game anymore, but
Timeout called from Alan Garner here.
He's in big trouble. Owen is absolutely flying.
quickly becoming a rout here.
Yeah.
7-0 here in the second game.
And the crowd is really quiet too. You know, let's look at Pat Kirby over here giving Owen a round of applause. He's going over there to give him some
encouragement.
Encouragement,
Yeah,
pumping
that's
his
all he's
fist a
doing.
little bit.
It's just to have someone whisper in your ear, like
It's nice.
it is nice to have. Like,
Particularly when it's a legend, one of the greats.
Yeah, it would be like Alan Garner getting advice from like Stuffy Singer or
anybody,
someone like that.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it must feel good. You know, Pat comes over and gives him just a couple words, claps his hand, pumps his fist.
Yep.
That was it. And you know why? You said it earlier. This crowd over here is mainly Alan Garner approved. You know, Alan comes out, they clap their hands in a group of about 70 people. All give him encouragement.
Well, yesterday, again, I was pretty irritated about it. Now, I know Owen couldn't hear it as much, but when Owen was playing Luis Marino yesterday, Owen was destroying him at times. And Luis hit one good shot, and all you'd hear is the crowd going, oh, my God, wow. And I'm kind of thinking, but he's 15-5 behind.
Yeah, yeah.
And they're not clapping for Owen, you know what I mean? Like, even though he mightn't crack it out or get an amazing shot, he's, yeah.
It's almost like a family of a 11-year-old kid at a Little League game that's gone over his lifetime. And they clap for him because they're trying to get him.
Alan's feet
motivated.
really heavy right now. You see he couldn't even change direction.
I'm going to predict that Alan doesn't get more than 4 because Owen is he's nearly running into the short line.
8-0.
8-0. Now you have to remember Owen was up 11-5.
In the first, yeah, that's true.
And Alan Garner came back and scored 10 unanswered points before Owen made that charge again
Great shot there.
to go up 15-11.
But in the first game, like I said, I think Alan was going to get his second win, and he's capable of doing that.
He's the Terminator in there right now. He's just
Oh,
a tactician.
yeah.
8-0.
8 serve 0. Alan
I,
Garner turns, what is it, 25 in April?
There's another ace. You know, Desi, we don't want to be prognosticators and unbiased and whatnot, but it looks like Owen
Although you are.
Although I am. It looks like Owen will be playing Dave Chapman tomorrow for this championship. I can't wait for that match. I've seen Dave and Alan play a number of times, certainly great matches, but I've never seen Dave and Owen play particularly. I think the only meeting they've had was at the PHA Showdown.
Yeah.
That was in 2004.
Yeah.
Dave won that match. Dave has a lot of respect for Owen's game. Dave's always told me when Owen's name comes up, he says he's good.
He is very good.
And he does not say that very often.
I think if Owen, you know, I don't want to put a curse on him, but if he's to beat Dave Chapman tomorrow, he has to attack. He cannot let Chapman tipping and tapping and moving him left and right. He has to put the ball away immediately. Because I don't care who you are, it's like what you said earlier on, Dave. If someone is running you enough in and out, left and right, you will get tired.
You know, I feel like Owen, that looked like he could have been a double bouncer.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. Owen is
I feel like, Desi, the first time you play Dave Chapman, you really almost have no chance. You need to get in there and play him 2 or 3 or 4 times just to get a feel for what he's doing, because his game is so different, and it completely,
11-0.
it's a mental war against him to
11-0.
continue changing your strategy and thinking during every shot. If you play Dave Chapman for the first time, it's a difficult experience.
The difference is those 35-year-old legs, almost 35 years old, and Dave Chapman in the 4th round is not the same Dave Chapman in the 1st and 2nd round.
That's not necessarily true, particularly
It has been lately.
considering, though, that Dave Chapman has breezed his way through this draw, hasn't allowed only 1 game in double figures here in this entire tournament.
Yeah, but the other side as well, Owen Kenny hasn't been brought to tiebreaker as of yet either.
Well, we're not questioning
Yeah,
Owen's
yeah,
fitness.
absolutely.
Owen's
Yeah.
fitness will be there. We've seen Dave Chapman in the past look a little bit weary on that.
Yeah.
Well, tomorrow will be a Saturday morning, but on the finals.
Hey, boys, we have a score of 12-0 here in the 2nd game.
This is an assassination. I hope for Alan's sake that he gets a bit more into the game, because this is not Alan Garner. No way. He's.
Well, this is anybody
Hold
that's
it.
Ooh, that's tough. That is tough.
this is anybody that's flustered. And
Yeah.
anybody that's a little bit tired and also playing against somebody that's being outplayed. This can really happen to anybody.
Sorry, my fault.
I always like that answer from the referee. I didn't think you would have the shot. I'm sorry.
12-0.
That's what happens when you make a very quick call like that.
I'm just saying now, if this second game, like we'd be having a serious discussion if this game was really tight. The change of referee, Sal didn't really call any of them calls in the first game. Whereas now,
Second serve.
who's refereeing? Ricardo Diaz or Ricardo?
No, this is Bill Mihilis.
Bill Mihilos. Okay, so
Point.
I know it's not important now, but if this was a tight game, that could have really come into play.
Well, there was one call in the first game that was exactly like that one right there, but I see your point.
Now, this is almost like a perfect game, Dave, in baseball. You don't want to talk to the pitcher, when he has that perfect game going. We are on the verge of a potential shutout here. It's 0-13.
Alan going to that underhand float in.
Now, Dave, I know there was a mention if a pro shuts out another pro in a WPH tournament.
Nope, in the finals of a tournament.
Oh, in the finals of a tournament.
With
Okay.
this red ball,
With this red ball.
then it's $1,000 going to
Does that include a tiebreak shutout?
No, just a game to
Okay.
21. Unless the tiebreaker's played to 21.
Okay.
That's
That
in
has-
Ireland. It's not called a tiebreaker. It's just called a third game.
Sorry, I hope I didn't offend you.
Not me.
I know you're unbiased and everything.
All the people in Ireland.
I want to try to make sure I keep you biased. I don't like when you're unbiased.
Side out.
Alan still has not scored yet.
No, he scored one. I
I'm
thought.
sorry. Okay, that's
You're not watching the game, no?
not really. I smell French fries. How could I be watching the game?
Same here. I smelled that about 5 minutes.
13-1.
13 serves 1.
Owen is getting all these first. See that shot there? That's the shot. If he was playing in America, he'd be driving that down the left wall.
Oh,
It's a tired shot. I know, because I was like that the other day playing Dave.
You've been like that your whole life. Timeout called from Alan Garner. You're watching the WPH Echelon Fireball Handball Classic. 14-1 second game. It was Alan Garner losing the first one to Owen Kennedy by the score of 21-17. Now we are here as we try to see who is going to go in, and it looks like Owen Kennedy to face Dave Chapman tomorrow. The finals at, I believe, 10:30, though I know I have the computer in front of me. I just do not feel like I want to look. Dave Fink knows what time it is tomorrow.
I can safely say I don't think Owen Kennedy is going to play the one ball tomorrow.
You think that's safe?
It's safe to say, yeah.
10:30 tomorrow is the finals. It's for $4,000. So,
You know,
if
Desi,
Owen wins this, a minimum of $2,000 is in his pocket. Go ahead, Dave. Sorry.
We talked about those tired shots we're seeing from Alan Garner. Certainly someone that doesn't know much about handball like Dave Vincent wouldn't recognize something like that. But
No, not
you
at
and
all.
I both can see, Alan Garner swing off his back foot, short-arming those swings, almost desperation shots to just try and get himself into respectability. And believe me, I've been there. I was there yesterday.
Yeah.
So
Against you.
no, that was
you guys didn't play
against
each other?
Chapman.
Wow.
I was disgusted, by the way. When you played me, you were unbelievable. But maybe it comes down to Chapman. These people think mentally, I think it's a total mental issue when it comes to David Chapman. But that's why I think Owen Kennedy is going to do really well, because Owen is just going to treat him like any other player. And this is what I come back to again. Alan Gardner, Luis Marino, maybe not so much Emmett anymore, but these guys they have not got the years and mileage that Owen Kennedy has, and experience, and Paul Brady and Tony Healy, So I think it really does come down to that.
Now that looked like a tired shot.
Absolutely.
That's actually that glitch that's in Alan Garner's
That hitch.
right hand, where that ball comes into him from the right side wall, and he has a tendency to just jump back and swing. You see him make a lot of mistakes like that. Even when he's playing his best, you see him make that kind of mistake.
Short.
And for the record, I know a lot about handball. I've scored 1 point off of both of you guys in my entire life.
Actually, that's not true.
That is true. I have scored off of you, and I think I scored about 18 off of you once, Desi.
Where was that?
That was a combined 23 games that we played.
Oh, right.
That's a nice shot there from Alan. He
Los-
read that hop nicely.
Los Cab 2007.
I'm glad you remember.
Yeah, I have it on my mantle, actually.
114.
One serves 14.
Even the serves are looking pretty tired.
Desi, we listened to you at the press conference the other night. You mentioned a little bit about what an honor it is for the Irish to be able to come over here and play, how much you'd like to see the Americans come on over to Ireland and play.
Yeah.
What's the status on that? Because I know a lot of the American players would love to travel over there, as you guys do here,
There's a
be able
huge
to play
difference.
in some of those tournaments.
There's a huge difference now, and I mean, I hope people don't mind me saying this, but when Dave or anybody emails Irish players and they say, well, what do we need to do to get you over here? Well, we say flight, and maybe put us up in someone's house, and we're delighted. We're even nearly willing to pay some of the flight ourselves,
14-2.
You ask maybe some of the American players, it's flight, it's hotel, $1,000, $2,000. We do not have that money in Ireland because, we don't have it. Like, it's very, very difficult to raise that money. Whereas Irish players are just delighted to go away, and, I just think...
But on the other hand, also, Desi, your tournaments also go over like 5-month spans. I mean, some of these are
we have tournaments that are just...
Well,
like
the Irish Nationals,
yeah.
wouldn't allow us to play because of the World Qualifier. This last year, we had guys
Yeah.
lined up to go there.
But that was a once-off. But we have other tournaments. Like, say, for example, we have a tournament now in my own club that, I actually spoke to him at Pashot earlier on, wondering, might be get a possibility to bring over one of the top American players, and I was just quizzing to see how much would it cost to bring him over. Like, and I mean, Emmett, he's absolutely brilliant. Like, so we talked, and I'm going to see if we can raise some money. But by and large, if we're going to have tournaments, it is difficult to bring over players when we have to raise a lot of money.
Yeah, another thing that you have to think about here is that we have $4,000 on the line here.
Yeah.
And players can win that money or get that money on the backside. So when you make a decision in Ireland to come here, you can say, like Paul Brady has, hey, I have a chance of winning $25,000 if I come to the U.S. Open. And he doesn't expect anybody to pay his flight or any of his expenses. On the other hand, when an American goes over to Ireland, there is no money on the line.
There is nothing, yeah.
So
That's
take
what
that
I
in
mean.
consideration when you bring that up.
Like, there is no, that's what I'm saying, there is no money in Ireland too. Like, we don't get paid. We don't get anything. Like we've no money tournaments and
Scores 4-14.
You can take this into consideration. I will be coming over to your tournaments for a flight.
oh yeah, all right, great.
Yes, I would. I'm on the record there.
Okay.
I'd be afraid to bring you over because, you know, if you throw a tantrum, what I do call them, over in Ireland, you'd be brought to a bog and you'll never be seen again.
Okay, I'm looking up my Irish Gaelic
We're gonna need our
American
translator
translator
again there.
My translator dictionary here to find out what a bog means, but I'm assuming it's a bog meaning it's water
No,
related.
well, there's water at the very bottom. It's really, really soft ground. It's
Right,
very
right.
easy to dig.
Yeah,
If
you don't
need to get rid of something really quickly, you dig it very quickly. But the good thing about a bog, Dave, is if you are buried in it, you're preserved. So someone
Right.
in your
So
family...
there's a lot of
you're-
positives that come
Yeah, well,
with
I mean, your
but
great,
which-
great somebody in your family will find you
Yeah,
eventually.
but here's the great thing about that too, and we do it here down on the border. You just put some Native American beads around the neck, and it becomes an ancient preserve. So you know you have to.
Okay, well,
I think I'm going to get thrown in jail for saying that. I'm not sure. They find your body. They're, oh, wait a second. You know you can't touch this. So go ahead and leave it there in the bog. Of course, they say all of that with an accent. Sorry,
Well, when you say it with an accent, it's just, you can say whatever you want.
that's true. Good point. We're back into play here, 4-14. You say that Allen's on a small run here, and then you realize he only has 4 points.
well I did call it there a while ago. I think he get 4, but who knows?
Short.
Owen actually looked a little tired there after that long
Well,
rally.
just look the way Alan hit that ball there. It looks like he's going to try and
I
pop something
agree.
here, but I think it might be too little, too late. But
I'm not sure that's true. Allen's
fine.
hitting the ball with
He's hitting it
authority
hard now.
right now.
Now remember, Allen scored 10 unanswered points in the first game. I know this is completely different now, but if he scored 10 more from this point on, it's a tied ball game.
5-14.
And it's a lot easier to say that. 10 points against Owen is really hard to do.
Well, we did see Allen score 10 in a row, though, in that first game.
But it is difficult mentally for Owen to be consistently winning the game pretty easy, and next thing a guy comes out and changes the game completely. So it probably will take Owen a few points to get back into it, and before you know it, it could be level. But that's a great shot.
Wow.
Great shot.
The problem with that, though, Dave, is Allen has to outscore Owen 17-7 to win this second game.
6-14.
But Alan has that capability. That is the most dangerous thing with a lot of American
Oh, look at that
players.
shot right
Great
there.
shot.
Now, Allen's got the fans behind him here, clapping after every one of these shots. Now, they were always with him, but it's a little different now. They want to see some dramatic stuff happen here. And you know what? I know
7-14.
Owen's not getting rattled, but there's that certain time when you say, okay, I'm going to win this, and I'm going to play Dave, and I want to kind of preserve my legs a little bit. And you kind of see Owen just keeping the ball going here and not really being too
Now,
aggressive.
That's a ball Allen should be able to
Always
explode
get it,
to. That ball was way up and it was slow. Allen just needed to take that diagonal step forward and drive that ball down the left. He didn't have the legs to do it.
14-7.
The score is 14-7.
I think Owen, it's important he makes a couple of points now.
I agree with that.
Just to pull away, yeah. See, if Alan gets back into it, if he gets above 10 now on this, I'd be a little bit more concerned, absolutely.
3 or 4 more points here. And
Now you see he hit that with a sidearm fist, Desi. That's a
Short.
wow, look at that reverse.
interesting shot.
But I have to say, like, anytime we come out to America, we always marvel at the shot selections of American players. Like Sean Lennon, obviously, just completely chose the book out the window there.
Well, I
But-
think Allen also, you can throw the book out.
Oh, absolutely. Even that shot there, what Dave is referring to. You know, whereas in Ireland, we kind of tend to hit a correct shot most of the time, you know. But the American younger players especially can do some crazy stuff with the ball.
14-7.
I don't know if you saw that, but on the way back, Owen looked at Allen and just kind of gave a fist pump. Maybe try to pump himself up.
Oh, he is. He's trying to get out of here. He's just saying to himself, get the hell out of here. Alan should have got that.
That was definitely a hinder, in my opinion. That ball was up.
It was
that ball
up,
hung there.
But Owen moved to the left, and Alan could see the ball, and he didn't go in after it.
Well, if he goes after it, he knocks the feet out of
I think
Owen.
he was totally screened by that. I think he expected Owen to kill that ball, and then the ball sat up. He had no view of it.
Yeah.
Owen actually, it shouldn't have been an issue. That was such an easy setup there for him. He
Yeah.
left it up.
That's a good point, too.
I think Owen is just maybe a little bit nervous. He's just making sure of the shot.
No, that ball's up in the left
Hold it.
corner.
Jeez.
And he
That
calls-
was not a good call there
No,
because
not a good call at all.
Owen was there. It didn't matter that
Yeah, he got the
he
ball.
was shadowed a little bit.
Okay, let's listen for the score here.
Some people are looking at us as if we're nuts.
15-7.
Well.
Hold on. Sorry, he wasn't ready.
Actually, he was ready. 13-7. 14-7. I actually could not hear the score there. Maybe he said 15-7.
Not a good serve there from Owen. But Allen doesn't do anything with it, though.
Here's another chance.
He thought about it.
That's going to be the difference. Them little shots there.
That was similar to a shot that Allen missed against Paul Brady at 7-10 in the tiebreaker. He took a ball with his right hand. It looked good going in, and it just popped up there.
16-7.
And that was it for Paul. Paul got in there and served it out at 10.
16-7. Nice serve right there from Owen. Sets this next
I'm
shot up.
surprised Owen doesn't let that ball come off the side wall, does he? That ball would have come straight out for a pretty easy setup.
Owen, just a little bit anxious. He's just playing a correct shot, the safe shots now. That's all he's doing. He's just
Allen can get this.
Yeah.
God, he was giving up on that.
Yeah. Owen is just going to play safe. That's
Allen's
what he's gonna
tired.
do. Yeah. Owen is going to wait for
You
Allen.
see,
to make
Allen
mistakes.
didn't let that ball
Yeah.
drop. He tried to take that ball from up here around his chest and just guide that ball in.
His quads are tired. He's not getting down.
I've seen that with Allen before. I've seen him play Dave Chapman in the finals in Missouri,
17-7.
where you could really see the tightness in his hamstrings, unable to bend.
But again, that goes back to Owen Kennedy's experience, that he has enough knowledge in the game now, more so than the younger players, to know, well, listen, this guy is tired. Okay, he got
Second serve.
on a 4 or 5 point run there. Don't make any mistakes. He will go back to making mistakes, and here he is again. He's 17-7 up.
It seems so easy out here in the booth, but when you get in the court, for some reason, very difficult to implement that.
Well, again, it comes back to experience. Owen has been there. Owen has made the mistakes. Owen has been in Alan Gardner's shoes. He's learned. It's something important to Alan Gardner to come out after, if he loses today, and learn from this.
Well, it's not like Allen just started playing handball, does he?
No, I don't mean that, but I mean,
Been on the Pro Tour for about 8 years now. But he hasn't played in those majors.
like Owen Kennedy has played in senior championship finals
Well,
year in
Allen's
year.
in a world championship just in October. He also,
I didn't see a slide.
I didn't think the slide.
Neither did I. Owen's asking for a slide there. I didn't see
Any of you guys
anything
see
that
a
even
slide?
resembled a slide.
He agrees. Nobody saw a slide. Side out.
I don't think Owen's just going to manufacture
Well,
the thought that it slid. I mean,
he might have thought it slid,
Yeah.
but it didn't. You know, it's not. He might not.
Well,
He's
it's
not
all-
doing it intentionally. I think he might have thought it slid. It just didn't.
Owen is one of the most
Oh,
fairest
yeah.
players that ever played against.
He thought it slid. It didn't, though.
You're at 18. Yes. No. The score is 7-18. 7 serves 18.
I think my hearing problem is contagious. Owen seemed to couldn't hear anything there for a while.
7-18.
They were both talking at the same time, which was fun. Nice shot there from Allen. Good footwork there that time from Allen. He kept himself moving, got himself in the right position, because that was an awkward shot. It was tailing into that left side wall.
18.
Another interesting thing that a lot of people might realize in handball is that Owen Kennedy, we have state examinations called a leaving cert, so you kind of take it at 17, 18 years of age, and depending on them results, you go to college. The maximum amount of points you can get is 600. Owen got 550. That's doctor standard, that's surgeon standard. So
So he is a doctor.
We have a similar test
he's
here in
a
the United
doctorate.
States.
Get him to perform an operation on you, then you'll see how good of a doctor he is. But it's just no. But the point I'm trying to make is he's a super intelligent individual. Like, so
We have a similar
agrees,
test
one
here, Des, in the
disagrees.
United States called the SAT. 1600 being the highest score.
Okay.
400 you get just for writing your name down. Dave Vincent scored a 420.
Actually, it was 380. I spelled my name wrong. That's actually a fact.
Owen, come on. Owen should have passed that down the left there.
Now, I think that was the right shot. He just missed it.
I think it was the right shot too, but
10,
then again,
18.
in America, apparently, according to Desi, we take weird shots and they play more uniform there. So
Well, they've never seen you play because you always hit the correct shot.
Whenever he can get to the ball, about 1 in 5, he takes a quick shot.
Serve.
it's a good point.
That's a nice serve there from Allen.
Oh
Dangerous
wow,
serve.
that ball had a
that-
bad bounce on the middle panel. That's going to be a timeout from Owen Kennedy, and that is going to be a glove change too. They will definitely honor that. Those gloves are soiled. You're watching the Echelon WPH Fireball Handball Classic alongside Desi Keegan and my broadcast partner,
You've got
buddy,
one
good
left.
friend,
That was your
mentor, and scholar, associate, and one heck of a nice guy, Dave Fink, as well as also Jeff Kastner over there doing the camera work for us on this live broadcast. We are just cruising along as we try to find out who is going to make the finals of the men's division. Earlier today it was Dave Chapman defeating Sean Linning by the score of 21-11, 21-9. And then now you see Owen Kennedy in the driver's seat here. Won the first game against Alan Garner, 21-17. Now here in the second game, he's up big. Alan has scored 2 unanswered points, but we'll see if that change of shirt for Alan Garner and change of gloves can give him about 10 free points.
I like what I'm seeing here from Alan, though, Dave.
He looks
fighting it out till the
yeah.
end here. He's trailed 17-7, also 13-0. He's battling right now.
Yeah, we said that before the game, but I'm just looking at Alan there now, and he looks like he's got a bit of steel in him now again. Like, I think he's beginning to believe that he can do something. I think it's very important no one gets him out quickly.
Alan scores 3 or 4 quick points here. And I'm not saying Owen's going to panic, but certainly he'll become a little bit more anxious.
Absolutely. Well, he's anxious anyway. I can see it by the way he's playing. He's not killing the ball as well as he was, when he got to 13-0. And obviously, he knew Alan was coming back, but he needs to maybe just take a little chance while Alan's at 11 or 12. It's still not awfully dangerous, but he needs to maybe go for a couple of kill shots just to close it out.
Well, Desi, as you know, you're playing somebody that you've never beaten, and we know Owen's beaten pretty much everyone, but he's playing someone here he's never beaten. He's got a substantial lead here in the second game after he's won the first, so there's still sort of that nervous energy that comes with trying to close out those last 3 or 4 points to win a match.
And Owen does know Alan, of all people, has the capabilities to absolutely come straight back firing into this game, and Owen is being forced to change his gloves now, maybe not. His gloves are wet. I see a bit of wet on the side, but...
Well, I notice all the Irish players wear the liners underneath their gloves. I think that's probably because you're playing such cold.
Oh, yeah, it's freezing.
You have to, right?
Absolutely freezing.
I don't know how you can do that. I have to warm up my hands in scalding hot water before I play, even when it's 90 degrees outside. So,
well, we kind of stick our hands in our pockets and go in and play then.
11-18.
Mistake, chance.
Wow. That's a crowd pleaser right there. Tremendous shot there from Alan. Owen didn't do anything wrong there. He punched that ball to the ceiling.
Owen is going to try and play safe.
12-18.
I think this game is down to Alan Gardner now in the sense that another chance.
Alan is so smart to play that ball with that scoop swing when it rides that side wall.
That's it. Alan should have opened his hand there. He should have
agree with you.
Yeah, I don't know why he should.
I've seen him make that shot a lot with a fist, but it's a much more high percentage to open up his hand and just paddle that ball. He had the shot. Yeah. He didn't have to hit that one perfectly.
That was the type of shot I was on about there. Owen needs to maybe just go for 1 or 2 kills just to get to 20.
Owen's leaving that ball up in the right corner right now. He's not killing that ball with the authority. Ooh. And right there, that's another safe shot that Owen tries right there.
I think maybe...
He's trying to hope his way into points right now.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think he's focused so much on the corner kills. If he would just hit 1 or 2 straight kills, that would kind of bamboozle Alan a bit.
Short.
Boy, Alan's legs look really, really heavy right now.
Yeah.
He's not even bending over on that serve.
Second serve.
But he's still such a dangerous player.
Well, it's because he's got those American hands that you were talking about.
Yep, that's a great shot there.
Really was a crafty shot.
That was a Natty Alvarado return by.
Oh, look at that. The squeaker from Alan Garner in the right corner. Now, he's taken that shot, Dave Fink, a few times, and he's missed.
Yeah.
Just like an inch short. This time he made it.
13-18.
13-18, the crowd loving this.
That was a big make there for Alan.
I think maybe Alan has taken a bit of pressure off himself because he was so far behind. You can kind of just shoot and say, sure, I'm going to get beat anyway. And now he's back in the game.
Uh-oh.
Oh, great shot.
That was a left-handed fist punch from Owen Kennedy.
That's true, Desi, particularly when you're just a couple points from a defeat. You just swing away. The pressure is really off.
Owen needs a couple of points now. He needs 1 at least. He's gone in about 3 or 4 times now and not scored.
It's not a good serve, but that ball came into Alan's body just enough to give him problems, and that's a nice shot there.
That's the straight shot I was telling you about.
You could hear the difference in the contact there. That was an aggressive swing there.
He knows that himself. Owen knows he needs to keep going here.
19-13.
I think that shot will do more than just give Owen that 1 point. That'll give him the confidence there to take a swing like that. That's a nice get there from Owen.
Oh, that's tough.
Right corner. Oh.
Wow, that was lazy.
Yeah, Alan just misplayed that ball. He couldn't decide whether to let it get behind him, and he tried to take it off the short hop when it got behind him.
Here it is, a chance at the finals.
Oh, he's going to take it now. I could just sense there from Alan he's given up.
Timeout call right about the time the referee. 20-13 is the score here. You hear the crowd trying to get behind Alan Garner, but looks like he tried to give that late game push. You're watching the WPH Echelon Fireball Handball Classic here in Tucson, Arizona, between Owen Kennedy from Dublin, Ireland, Carmela, his mom, Eugene, his dad.
Carmel.
What? Caramel? That's a chocolate. That's the stuff that you put inside chocolate.
Well, a Carmela sounds more like an ice cream.
Oh, well, Dave Chapman texting me just now, long or short rallies he wants to know. He wants to know, is whoever he's playing going to have any legs for him tomorrow? I said both, which is true.
That's true, but Owen is still winning in 2 games, so Owen is not going to have a problem with fitness. Oh, I'm going to call that Owen is going to go for a crack serve on the left. Remember in the first game, when he got the game ball?
20 serves 13.
Yeah, he's going to try and hit this ball behind him just over that short line. Nope.
Oh, he went down the right. Oh, what a shot. That's a brave shot there. I was surprised he won't go right there because the whole tournament, when he gets a game ball, he went for left.
Allen responded with a pretty poor serve.
Wow, nice shot from Alan Garner.
That's what we're accustomed to seeing from Alan Garner. He hasn't been able to execute that play, although enough tonight. A lot of that has to do with Owen.
Oh, great shot.
You see Owen cut underneath that ball.
Yeah.
He reversed the spin on it and straightened it out.
It's a David Chapman shot, but Chapman does it with the fist.
That was a crafty shot. Really good. He got underneath that ball and sliced it almost like a tennis forehand
But it's
slice.
like the 6x30 shot. That's the sure.
Okay.
Here's Owen's second attempt at going to
Yeah,
the finals,
he went-
just over the line. 20-14.
It's a nice wraparound there from Owen.
Yeah. This is probably what we're going to see tomorrow. Oof. Good shot.
Woo. And he digs it out.
Allen should have anticipated that and been up there to fly kill that ball.
There's a big setup.
Great shot there from Allen. Owen's legs were wobbling there at the end of that point.
Yeah. He'd worked very hard for that. He needed that.
14-20.
Good
It's
serve.
an ace. No, Owen picks it up. Allen should have gone back down the right with that fly kill. It didn't matter, though. He takes care of that kill in the right corner. Owen's got that sort of nervousness slash fatigue going right now. That's not a good combination.
It's not, but he's just lucky that maybe Alan isn't firing on all cylinders fitness-wise.
He's lucky that Allen doesn't have 17 or 18.
Yeah.
He's got 15. That gives him a little bit
of
more
a window,
wiggle room.
But again, Alan is so dangerous.
This is actually a fun match to watch, Desi.
Oh, that was
Shocking that Allen went for that
crazy
shot at that stage.
timeout from Owen.
That's a shot you'll see Allen try, you know, sort of in the middle of a match in the beginning of a game, but at that point in the game, don't think that's the right shot. That's a shot he might make 60 or 70% of the time. You need to go for shots you're going to make 80 or 90% of the time when you're facing match point.
Especially when you realize Owen is probably a little bit anxious. You shouldn't give away an easy. At least make your opponent work for it.
Owen has not ended many rallies here in the last 10 or 12 points with kills.
No, he hasn't, and that's what I was saying. He's trying to play safe. But I'd love to see Owen do a 3-wall serve underhand now, just to put Pin Allen back and move up and fly a kill into the right corner. Just something different, because he tried a power serve down the right, he tried another one down the left. I'd just like to see him do something different, and I think he actually might, hopefully.
Well, here's the third attempt to win this and go to the finals to face Dave Chapman for Owen Kennedy. Won the first game 21-17. Allen now fighting back here. Once down, really big.
Here we go.
20-15.
I think he will go into that left crack here, does he? Nope.
Right crack. Chance.
That's a tricky shot.
Wow. So Owen
Great
Kennedy
shot.
going to the finals, defeating.
That was a tremendous shot there, Desi.
Great
That ball
shot.
just ran almost parallel with the back wall.
Owen Kennedy defeating Alan Garner to go to the finals here. Owen is actually very pumped up here. He got over the Owen Garner spell.
Well, to be honest with you, I don't think Owen was thinking about that. Not at all. That wouldn't have bothered Owen because, you know, Owen knows when he played Alan before he wasn't on song. So it was a great win, brilliant win. Like, I mean, he's beaten the two top, I suppose, American players in pretty comfortable. Luis Marino, pretty comfortable victory yesterday for Owen, and another pretty comfortable victory today. So Owen is playing really well. So if he goes through Chapman tomorrow, like, I mean, to go through Billy O'Donnell. No, Billy, I know he bet Owen gave him a donut in the first game, but Billy O'Donnell is no bad player, as Tony Healy found out in the World Championship. He beat Billy O'Donnell, Luis Marino, Alan Gardner, and if he beats David Chapman tomorrow, that's probably one of the toughest draws I've seen in a long, long time, going back to Alan Gardner's time at the World Championship. But the difference in Gardner is that he had really, really tight games. You know, they were going 1920s, you know, type of whereas Owen is closing them out.
That's right. Hey, we're going to wrap it up here at the Tucson Racket and Fitness Club for the Echelon Fireball WPH Handball Classic. For Dave Fink and Desi Keegan, my name is Dave Vincent. Thank you for watching this broadcast. WePlayHandball.com. Thanks, guys.
No bad.